2010, Eric Schmidt was selected as the CEO for Google. Currently, he's the executive chairman of Alphabet. During an interview with Fortune magazine, he was asked, "What's the best advice you ever got?" One of his responses was, "To have a coach." He goes on to tell about his surprise when board member John Doerr said he needed a coach. Eric's reaction was to say, "I'm an established CEO. Why would I need a coach? Is there something wrong?" Doerr said, "No, not at all. You just need a coach. Everybody needs a coach." Eric then relates in his interview that every famous athlete or performer has somebody to watch what they're doing and say, "Is that really what you meant?" To give them perspective. The one thing that people are never good at is seeing themselves as others see them. A friend of mine, Dr. Harold Langlois, teaches change management at the Harvard Postgraduate School. He shared with me two important concepts around coaching. The first is you need to be aware of the readiness of the coachee to receive coaching. He said the ability to grow personally or the ability to improve decisions and results is directly tied to being open. Unless a person's willing to have their assumptions challenged, no change can occur. Second, he talked about the quality of the coaching, and it's directly proportionate to the competency and maturity level of the person providing the coaching. Similar to Eric Schmidt's comments, Dr. Langlois shared, one cannot sort of step outside themselves and assess their own actions because of the rationalizations and biases we incorporate when we take that action. The capability of the coach to assess behaviors, mirror them back, and to understand the assumptions and biases underlying them is where the coach adds real value. Being able to say, "Here's your behavior. Is it aligned with what you intended?" This gets to the heart of our need to have someone else help us understand the consequences of our behavior. So how does this fit in with financial services, and in particular, the advisor's role in their relationship with their clients? It's integral in the relationship because advisors act in the role of a subject matter expert, and because of that, clients look to them for guidance. This is implicit as a part of the value of a subject matter expert, and the assumption is the advisor will provide insight and information to help the client make informed decisions and take the right action. You may not know you're providing behavioral coaching, but under the label of counselor, advisor, wealth manager, you're shaping the behaviors and actions of your clients. These implicit coaching relationships exist in all forms of human interaction, from parenting to friendships to professional relationships. People respond to behavioral coaching based on the level of trust and the assumption of the orientation of those who are doing the coaching. Compare a salesperson to a consultant. Now, both are engaged in behavioral coaching. The difference is orientation. At one end of the emotional maturity continuum is a salesperson. In short, the relationship is considered successful if the client's behavior is changed in the exact way the salesperson desires, resulting in a sale. On the opposite end of the emotional development maturity continuum is the consultant. In their application of behavioral coaching, the consultant's not restricted by any specific outcome, like the sale of a product. Their focus is on the client. Consulting is about understanding and then finding the best possible outcome for the client, regardless of the consequences to the consultant. Our industry is currently highly involved in exploring behavioral coaching activities because new technology and business models are offering substitutions for the activities traditionally provided by advisors. That means we must seek new value promises to the market. As investment management and financial planning are automated, and as academics argue about the ability of any person to add alpha to a portfolio over time, consumers are rightfully asking, what value am I receiving for the fees I'm paying? One of the emerging themes in the search for a new value promise is an understanding that advisors provide significant value in assessing the client's risk tolerance and the alignment of the client's aspirations with their actions. Think about that as goals-based planning. And coaching clients on their behaviors related to their wealth in order to achieve the aspirations they've identified as meaningful, valuable, and important to them. Our position is that advisors need to make the value of behavioral coaching explicit, and the way to do this is to raise the awareness and the quality of behavioral coaching to a whole new level. It's important for advisors to recognize there's rigor and discipline in behavioral coaching activities in order for them to be effective. And like the technical knowledge in wealth management is a requirement to be competent and helpful, there are clinical skills that must be learned and then used appropriately in behavioral coaching. It stands to reason if an advisor's current level of behavioral coaching was seen as valuable, then we wouldn't be vulnerable to the automated investment platforms. The value conversation would be going down a different path. Cannon's crafted a framework for behavioral coaching activities that aligns the industry roles, emotional development, the advisor's readiness to create a capabilities and maturity model for our industry. It creates a path for advisors to follow to reach the skill levels required to perform effectively and explicitly bring demonstrable value to the client. I invite you to visit our website and read our position paper series, Financial Advisors, Relevance Today and Tomorrow, or attend our workshop on the behavioral coaching framework. Together we can ensure advisors are not vulnerable to the inevitable changes in our industry and acquire the skills and capability to ensure viability.